Haul it ass out of 2021. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. As promised, this is my last book haul of 2021. And there's a lot to go through. So we're going to check in with the Magic Duff Bucket, have us a sippy, and then we'll get right into it. So what have you for me on this cold winter's night, Magic Duff Bucket? Better be good. This is the last book haul. A White Russian? Okay. For those who need to know, this is my White Russian glass. I got it from Tupelo Honey in Tennessee. It says, hold your horses. And there's a hand holding horses. Because puns. All right, so I promised I'd be a little fast. So, this book haul comes from multiple sources. But it didn't involve me driving around like an idiot. It just involved me, just being a general non-driving idiot. So the first stack of books came from my sister-in-law's mother-in-law is moving, and she's decluttering and purging her house. So there were a number of books there, and producer Jill went over there to help pack up some stuff. And then she invariably sent me a lot of photos saying, do you want these books? Most of them I said, no way. But she brought them home anyway, and then I did look through the boxes, and there are some that were really cool. There were 2 or 3 that were no-brainers I needed to have, but I'll show you the other ones first. So the first one sounded cool. It was called Future Shock, but I think it's a financial prediction book written in like 1982 or something. So I don't think this is like a sci-fi thriller. From what I read on the back. If any of you know different about Alvin Toffler and why he's not a household name, let me know. But I took this book because of the title and the cool type, and it looks like that old, 80s computer type. And it's kind of cool in a nostalgic sort of way. Will I read it? No, probably not. Then I got this, Time Tunnel. Look at that! By Murray Leinster. But that, you got to take that for the cover. Time Tunnel. Look at that. Those 3 people are going in the time tunnel. So I think it says it's a science fiction novel. In case it was on the dime store shelves and nobody knew that it was a science fiction novel. But you have to take it for the cool retro vintage vibe. Very short read. Will I read it? Maybe. I got Kurt Vonnegut, Hocus Pocus. Now, this was written in 1993, and they were raving about. I've never read a Kurt Vonnegut, a king-sized relief valve of comedy. So they said it's satire, it's comedy. It has one of those cool die-cut, paperbacks from way back. So I had to grab it because I want to read Slaughterhouse-Five, and then what happens if I love it and I want more and I passed on this book? That wouldn't be good, would it? No, it wouldn't be good. So I grabbed it. Then here's a book, Lord of the Flies, William Golding. I've never read it, and I thought I should, and here was a free copy. So this is the kind of book you got in high school and you never read, and then you ditched somewhere because you were mad, and they always end up at the Salvation Army. But this one was cheaper than the Salvation Army because it was free. So I grabbed it. A lot of speculation that Suntup may do Lord of the Flies. Not from Paul Suntup, but from the people who try to read the tea leaves. So whether or not Paul does Lord of the Flies, a lot of people seem to like it, and I should read. It's one of those books you should read. It's a classic. Here's another one. In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. Why wouldn't you take a free copy of In Cold Blood? Never read it, of course. But you can't go wrong. I mean, can you? And it was free. Free to me. So now I have a TBR pile. Like, this goes on my TBR pile, but it goes into my anxiety. And, every book on these shelves is a weight on my soul, because I'm like, I have all these books. Am I going to read all these books? And then this is just like a straw on a camel, if you need a metaphor. So this one, I had to get it. Because, sweet baby Jesus. Louis Grizzard, Chili Dogs Always Bark at Night. What? Louis Grizzard, apparently he's a comedian, and some of his other titles, which I should look up. Here's another one of his books. Don't bend over in the garden, Granny. You know them taters got eyes. That's a book an adult wrote. When my love returns from the ladies' room, will I be too old to care? Oh, some good misogyny. This guy's got it all. My daddy was a pistol and I'm a son of a gun. So these are other books by Louis Grizzard. None of them with as an intriguing title as Chili Dogs Always Bark at Night. So here it is on my pile. And it's a hardcover. Somebody really wanted this book. Now this one was very cool. This one I couldn't pass on. I wouldn't. Why would I? Haunting of Hill House, movie tie-in. Freaking awesome cover. Look at that. I read the Suntup edition, but man, oh man, I had to have this. And when you look at the picture they chose, that would sell some books. So that's what I got from rummaging through my sister-in-law's mother-in-law's house via producer Jill, because I wasn't there myself. That fat stack. It's a fun stack. That's mostly fun. If these caught on fire, except for this one, would I shed a teary tear? No, I wouldn't shed a teary tear. Now, I got something super cool. You guys know RJ Honeykey, right? Right? I'm going to go live. We're going to have a chat with him maybe the next week or the week after, whatever it is. We're going to sit down. We're going to have a chat. We're going to talk books. We're going to talk publishers. We're going to talk about drama in the social media circles, perhaps. I don't know. Talk about hair care products, because I obviously need it. But he wrote a book, and I didn't know about it. And I said, dude, you got to hook me up with a book. I need that book. It looks so cool. And I know Neuromancer is one of his favorite books. So the guy's a smart, talented guy. He's an artisan. He does the rune work, slipcases. RJ Honeykey is like a triple threat. He does the forgotten fiction, rune works, and then he has time to write a book. And he has babies. He has little kids. Little babies. Little babies. And he's writing a book. So, yeah, you should feel like a slacker piece of crap. Paul Michael Caine and RJ Honeykey and Paul Suntup and Paul Fry and Paul Miller, and Josh Mellerman, all these people should make you feel like crap, because they're getting so much done with their days. Yeah, you didn't know you come in here for a lecture, but you did. So here's his book, Cyber War. Bam! If I'm responsible and I do my job, when I post this, I'll put a link in the description where you can get a copy. Of course, mine was inscribed to me, and it came with this badass Cyber War bookmark. And look at that. So maybe there's the URL you need to do, runeworks.com. Nice. So I put it there. So even if I forget it in the description, man, it's right here. You got no one to blame but yourself. Wonder who did the art for this bookmark. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Look at that. So he sent me this and he inscribed it to me. And here's what he says in his inscription to me. Should I ever turn to it? I mean, it's like right in the front. For Jeff, dude, welcome to the cyberverse. There it is. In case you didn't think anybody would ever call me a dude, there it is. RJ Honeykey, Jeff, dude. And he did the thing where the artist scratches out their name when they sign it. I don't know who started that tradition, but I like it. I saw Stephen King do that once. So here it is. Anyway, bam, Cyber War, boom, get it, boom, bam, bop. This next one I got on Amazon. As you know, I'm a huge fan of the Butcher Boy and Patrick McCabe. You saw me interview him because Suntup is doing that book, and that is a gift from heaven. Paul Suntup is a god for doing that book and for all the other books he's done. But for that book and The Road, Anyway, I interviewed Patrick McCabe, and we talked a lot about Francie Brady and the Butcher Boy. Well, in 2019, Patrick McCabe came out with this book that I didn't even know about called The Big Yaroo, which is a sequel to The Butcher Boy. I missed it. I don't know how I missed it because I got the next book, Heartland. This one flew right under my radar, and I've been a fan of The Butcher Boy since 1994. So how I missed this, I don't know, but I corrected that. Got it in 2021, last book haul of 2021. It's a very nice paperback. I would love a hardcover, signed, preferably. Has the French flaps, which are cool for a paperback. I love it when they do that. It just makes it a little better paperback, a slightly notch up, but it's still no hardcover, and I want that hardcover. But The Big Yaroo, sequel to The Butcher Boy. And wow, I couldn't be happier. And this is, of course, near the top of the TBR pile. All right, the next book came because I was quick on a draw. Somebody in the Mallermaniacs Facebook group, which is a Facebook group dedicated to Josh Mallerman, posted that he was selling an arc of Bird Box. And it was up there for 3 minutes and nobody commented. I PM'd him and then I said, I want that book. Yes, sell it to me. And then I put in the comments, PM'd, so everybody could see I called dibs. He couldn't mail it immediately, but he mailed it to me the day adjacent to immediately, basically. And I opened the box up. And he wrote, Jeff, enclosed is one copy of Bentley Little's Greatest Hits. I figured you would prefer that over a dumb Bird Box arc. And I aim to please. No thanks needed, just pay it forward. So when I saw this letter, I thought, yes. Sometimes the community just comes through for you in ways you can't even predict. He knew how bad I wanted Bentley Little's Greatest Hits. And he just took it upon himself to do it, knowing that whatever I paid for that Bird Box arc was far, far less than what the Bentley Little's Greatest Hits book was going to be. So, I mean, it was just such an act of generosity on his part. He put it in there, and I was so happy. I called the kids in the room. I was crying. I had this box open. I was crying, and I said, dreams come true. That Bentley Little Greatest Hits book is just all of his best stuff is in there. So then I tore through, and I was going to show the kids the book that was my new crown jewel, and unfortunately, it was just the Bird Box arc. So I didn't like the practical joke that he played because he got my hopes up, and I was so looking forward to that Bentley Little book. I did want this. I did pay for it. But when you tell me you're upgrading and you're giving me the Bible of horror of, the master class of horror fiction, you heighten my expectations. And then bam, you crashed me down to reality. I felt like a bug getting hit with a rolled up newspaper when I saw this thing. But, silver lining, I now have a pretty damn awesome Bird Box collection. I have the Dark Regions press lettered, numbered, signed first edition ARC, SST edition, and the SST ARC. So I've got it covered. I don't know if Dark Regions Press ever did an ARC. I don't have it, but that would be the one I'm missing. So the silver lining is this is a pretty awesome book in itself. It's no Bentley Little's greatest hits, though. And I think that was a cruel joke. He's a great guy anyway. I don't want any hate mail going toward him. Ashley, you know who you are. I just named you. I didn't put your last name out there, though. He's a great guy. And, we all make mistakes. So one strike. And then last but not least, we're not ranking these. So why do people say last but not least? I'm not ranking this haul. Is a little something that I get to unbox for you from my son. This is my son's thing. This is more manga. This is Attack on Titan. Now, I watched the anime. It was on Netflix, and it freaked me the hell out. I think I was a cold and stormy night, and I put it on, and have you ever seen Attack on Titan? That first season, the first episodes, it's chilling and gruesome. Nasty stuff, man. Well, I don't know about nasty, and I'm probably overhyping it because I know some of you are diehard horror fans, and you're like, well, that's really not that scary. But, man, it disturbed the hell out of me. It got to me. It freaked me out. So, me and my son watched it. We watched all 4 seasons. And he doesn't have the manga, but he got these. So, this is 23 to 28. And cool box set. Nice little slipcase there. It comes with this... look at that. That guy's cool. So, it comes with a bonus, never before published, Short Stories 3. Oh, and this is all, this is interesting. It's not a graphic novel. That's really wild. So this is not a graphic novel. This is just a regular paperback book. Very cool. I don't know how my son's going to react to that. Because he's used to ingesting his manga in, graphic novel form. I mean, manga form. I don't know. Would you call it graphic novel or would you call it comic? I don't know what you would call it. Very cool, man. I don't want to show any spoilers in case some of you uninitiated. And then it has this poster. It's a double-sided poster. I'm not going to undo the whole thing. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. I'm not going to do it. Because this isn't mine. I don't want to mess it up. But it's a little sneak peek. Look at that. And I guarantee you that's the eye of the colossal titan. Bam! See? The boy opened it. So here's one side. It's kind of hard. Oh. And there's the other. Scout Regiment, yo! So I recommend you get over to Netflix and watch Attack on Titan if you got nothing to do and you're feeling too good and you want a little something to cut into that happiness. Watch people get eaten by giants. If that's your thing. But that's it. That's the last book haul of 2021. Let's just do an exhale. We're going to do a Jeff Word yoga where we just push out the good vibes, exhale out the bad vibes, and, just let it all go. Let it all go. Keep that poison in 2021. Don't bring it into 2022. Light you some incense. Whatever you got to do. Most of it is, White Russians and stouts. But whatever other means, books. Pour yourself some books. And stay happy, stay healthy, and stay frosty. I like this couch, but producer Joe wouldn't let me buy this couch because you see that middle corner part? That's a deal breaker for her. She didn't like it, so I couldn't buy it. But I enjoyed it when I sat on it at Costco. I sat on it with me and all my friends. And I dreamed of a better year with many smiles and such. And join me in that year. Join me literally and figuratively in that year. And, you could do that by watching this other video or subscribing to the channel even. And bring in that good energy. Bring that good energy with. Bring that good couch energy.